The developing story, what could be the worst crisis between the U.S. and China in more than 30 years.
This is the poster for the film and kind of shows you the three characters I follow. We started with Ambassador Huntsman and really follow him on his journey as ambassador on the ground, in action, the issues he's facing in economics, security, human rights. Gracie, we discovered, was a fantastic emotional connection for audiences because she has an emotional connection as an adopted Chinese daughter of the Huntsmans, who's raised in America but trying to figure out her place in China. And Chen Guangcheng escaped house arrest, landed in the U.S. Embassy during the security and economic dialogue, and sort of emblematically shows us where we stand on security, economics, and human rights in this relationship with China. I was lucky in that from the beginning I had this great producer, Geraldine Dreyfus, who's a Utah local, and she supported us throughout. But we definitely were on a shoestring budget, skeleton crew. In that sense, it was classic documentary. We planned to cover everybody as well as we could the entire time, which is pretty hard when you're a two-person crew. It was not easy. Often when you're making a movie, you have more than one camera, you do coverage, you get different angles all the time. With us, and you get to do a second take. In a documentary, you're running and gunning, you're getting every angle you can as you can, and you then have to really carefully examine it in the edit. We took our time because early on we got some advice from a pretty fantastic journalist and television producer who said, make this longitudinal. You need to cover his story as it unfolds over time. Keep going back to China. Don't just take one trip, go into the edit, and see what you've got. You need to understand what a full ambassador's term is. Once we decided it was going to be a longitudinal look, we chose to basically make 1 to 2 week trips every trip, and we went 9 or 10 times. I enjoyed the chance to travel around China with the Huntsman family. That was actually amazing. I had never seen all the various parts of China that I got to film and that are in the movie. People respect him in China because he cares and he really speaks Chinese well and makes this huge effort everywhere he goes. We didn't have any clue he was gonna leave when he did in April of 2011. And then we also didn't really know he was gonna run for president shortly thereafter, but it was a great bonus for us. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and then at the same time, there are ways to speak up. There are people who are single-handedly trying to make a difference, and they should be giving us hope. And if we all take a stand, or take responsibility at least, and not self-censor, we can also make a difference.